Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back. Today we are going to continue with our chapter 1. This is week 6 and the lesson that we are going to be doing today is even and odd numbers. So what are we learning today in even and odd numbers? We are going to learn what are even numbers, what are odd numbers, how do we identify if a given number is even or an odd number. So let's begin. First of all, tell me, how many of you know what is a pair? Yes, a pair is a set of two. A pair of socks, a pair of shoes, a pair of scissors, because it has two legs that can swish together to cut. You know all about groups, don't you? We have groups of two, we have groups of three, on the basis of which we do skip counting as well, right? So a group of two is a pair. Similarly, sets can also be of various sizes, just like groups, but there are certain things that can only be found in sets of twos. For example, a set of twins. Yeah, I know there can be triplets, but this is twins. Twins can only be two. And a set of eyes, a set of earrings, and a group of two candy canes. A group or a set that has two items, numbers, things in it is called a pair. And there are two equals in a set, pair, or group. Let's see over here. There are groups of cubes over here. And seems like someone is making a tall tower step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 steps. If somebody was hopping around, they'd be able to, jump around from one step to another. So let's try and split these. Can these sets be divided into equal parts? Okay, let's try it out over here. 2 can be divided into halves. 1 plus 1 is 2. Let's see over here if 4 can be divided into two equal parts. 1, 2. Let's put stars over here. 1, 2. And hearts over here. 1, 2. So if we were to split 4, we would get 2 hearts and 2 stars. So the number of groups, the two groups get equal number of items. So let's see if the same is true for number 6, for a group of 6 cubes. This group can be divided into two equal parts. 3 plus 3 makes 6. 4 plus 4 makes 8. 5 plus 5 makes 10. 6 plus 6 makes 12. 7 plus 7 makes 14. Let's see, let's count them instead. Over here, let's put hearts on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And ticks on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 hearts and 7 ticks. So the number 14 number of cubes, they have been divided into equal parts, 7 plus 7. So consider two children are playing together, and if they'd be sharing all of these cubes, they'd get equal parts. So the split would be even. That is where the name even comes from. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 are even numbers. They'd be even. If you notice, this is the skip counting of 2 basically. Also, looks like every other number is an even number if we begin with an even number. So if we begin with 2 and we keep skipping a number, we would get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 again as even numbers. They're all even numbers. Okay, now the question is, we have a 2-digit number. It is 24. Can we do the same drill again and again all over again for even bigger numbers? Let's figure out another way to assess if a number is an even number or an odd number. Let's begin with this practice. Let's start putting the discs, 24 discs, into groups of 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we see over here that all of these groups are fully filled. All of them have 2 disks. So that means 24 is an even number. 24 disks have been equally divided into 2 parts. Okay, so the question was, how can we assess bigger numbers, bigger than 1-digit numbers or bigger than 20? How can we figure out if they are even numbers or not? So let's begin by expanding this number. You all remember how to expand numbers, don't you? This number has 2 tens and 4 ones. So this number can be written as 2 tens and 4 ones. And we all know that 2 tens is equal to 20, and 20 plus 4 makes 24. So this is the expanded version of the number 24. We figured it out previously in that 20 cubes can be split up into 2 equal halves. So 20 is an even number. So what are we left with? We are left with 4. Let's figure out if 4 is an even number. Again, let's split it in half. We have 1, 2 in this part, and the other part has 1, 2. So both the parts got equal halves. They both got 2. Hence, 4 is an even number. So that means that 24 is an even number. Can you see over here that all the tens, no matter how big a 10 is, if it is a 2 10, if it's 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, all the tens can always be split into equal halves. Because if we split up 10, 10 means, okay, let's split over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means 10 is also being split into equal halves. It can also be split into equal halves. That means that if we had a 10, if we ever have any number of tens, they would always be an even number. Hence, we can conclude that any number with a 0 in its ones place will be an even number. So we were discussing about 24, and 24 is an even number. We can conclude that we can simply assess the digit in the ones place to figure out if the number is an even number or an odd number. So what are even numbers? Any number that can be divided into 2 equal parts is an even number. Or you can say that any number that can be divided exactly by 2 or comes in the skip count of 2 is an even number. Let's check out this other scenario. We have sets of cubes here again. And the first set has 1, the second set has 3, then 5, then 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 18. Had we split them up into equal parts, let's cut it in half from here. We are splitting each of them in half. Do you think both the sides have equal parts? 1, 2, and 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. You might remember number bonds, right? All of you remember number bonds. 3 can be split up as 2 and 1. 2 is not equal to 1. Hence, it is an uneven number. Uneven numbers mean that the split would be an unfair split. Unfair split means it is an odd number. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19 are all odd numbers. Let's figure out if 19 is an odd number by another exercise. Let's start putting it up in rectangles, in sets of 2s, the same way we did it for 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, we didn't have a 20. So 19 disks have not been divided into equal pairs. That means it is an odd number. Let's split 19 up and put it in its expanded form. There are 1 tens and 9 ones. 10 plus 9 makes 19. So 10 is an even number, 9 is an odd number. So we can simply, like previously discussed, it is obvious that we can simply consider the digit in the ones place to figure out if it's an even number or an odd number. The definition of odd number would be any number that cannot be divided into two equal parts is an odd number, or any number that cannot be divided exactly by 2 is an odd number. Let's watch this video. You can watch it on your own. The link has been shared already. So look at these numbers. Which ones of these are even and which ones are odd? Let's consider this one. This is a one-digit number. It is easy. It can be split up into 4 plus 4. What about 17? We can consider the digit in the ones place, 7. And 7 is an odd number. Why? Because it can only be split into 1 or 6, 2 or 5, 3 or 4. So it's an odd number. So let's mark the even numbers with a tick. This is an even number. 6 is an even number, so 26 should be an even number. Same goes for 38. And the rest of them, they are odd numbers. This one is odd, this one is odd, this one is odd, and this one is odd. So we can do the same practice for this. Maybe you can do it on your own. And this one, it is in the workbook as well. You can do it over there. Okay, how can we find the greatest and the smallest number that is an odd number? Let's figure it out. We have 3 digits over here, 7, 4, 3. In order to have an odd number, we need to have an odd number in the ones place, hundreds place, tens place, and ones place. Either we can have a 3 over here, or we can have a 7 over here. That means we would be left with 4 or 7 if we want 3 in the ones place. So 4 in the tens place and 7 in the hundreds place. Why? Because 7 is greater than 4. So the greater 100 would make a greater number. 743 is the greater number. How can we get a smallest possible odd number from these 3 digits? Let's see. We would need the smallest possible digit from these 3, which is number 3. 3 would come in the hundreds place. Then in order to have an odd number, we need to have an odd number in the ones place. So 7 would come in the ones place, and the only number left is 4. So 4 would come here. This is how we are going to make up odd numbers from given digits. Okay, so we are done with the 5 lessons of this chapter. We are going to do the chapter review, and today's task is page number 15 till 17. I'm sure you would be able to do it easily. And in case you have any questions, feel free to send in the message and in the class as a class comment or as a private comment, and you can schedule a remedial for tomorrow, for Friday. I'm proud of you. Take care, guys. Allah Hafiz.